Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how the CT defense actually works on Train and CS2. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. By the way, we are doing free giveaways every month. In these giveaways, you can win various CS2 skins and free CS2 course access passes created by a Faceit level 10 coach who has experience in high tier CS2 teams. To sign up, simply visit the CS2 Pulse giveaway page and follow the instructions. Link is in the description. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. So let's break down the CT defense one by one. The CT defense doesn't really matter based off spawns. However, in the start of the round, there's a split between the players. While two of them are gonna go towards this side of lane, they're gonna position themselves in between two spots. One of them will be holding Ivy like so, and the other one will be playing from camera. Towards this side of stairs, there's gonna be three people heading into this position and they're gonna split up like so. Two of them are gonna be instantly running towards this area and they're gonna position themselves in several positions. One of them can rather play behind electric. One of them can take the pop dog control if he wants to play aggressive. One of them can also play on top of default or play behind the default train like so. And also one of them can play behind red. However, this position is very aggressive, so make sure you have teammates that support you. And the last person is gonna be the B player, who's gonna be a solo B player. So let's begin by talking about him. The B player can play aggressive and passive at the same time, but if he's playing aggressive, then he has to have some support rather from Pop Dog, or a teammate who was going connector could instead go towards lower with him to support him. So in the start of the round, if he's playing aggressive, he can throw a flash to bounce it off this wood on the tile of the stairs, and then he can instantly peek out this position and focus towards the upper side and focus towards the T-app side. However, playing aggressive in this map as a CT is more known for if you have eco rounds or force buy rounds, because the best way on eco rounds is trying to take the control of this area, because once you take a lot of this position, then you cut off a lot of rotations for the T's, which becomes very difficult for them, since then the only side that they can commit to is rather A, or instead they're gonna go throughout Ivy and trying to force B through the CT spawn. So if you're playing aggressive towards this area, make sure that you're more likely using an eco round, or if you want to really play aggressive for some reason and you want to try to catch the players off guard, then you can also split up in a way where one of you is pushing this side of lower, while the other teammate pushes out towards upper and supports him. However, this position is very risky since it's a long range position, and as I mentioned in previous videos, this position oftenly gets held by an op. That's why peeking here is very risky, but with this combination of the flash that I showed previously, it could definitely work if the T gets blinded from this area if he's standing in a certain position more to the right. Besides that, the B player can also play really passive. He can play in very common positions. If he wants to hold the side fully, then he can play around this area and from time to time micromanage both of the angles of upper and lower. However, this position does get mollied often, so make sure you have a smoke to counter it. And after you get mollied, for example, and you don't have utility, then another position that you can move to is going to be default, which I wouldn't recommend playing and holding if you are a solo and if you don't expect the push, because not only do you not see stairs, but you also focus yourself towards heaven, where the only possible body part that the enemies could see is going to be your head. So it's going to be really easy for them to kill you, while it's going to be really difficult for you to kill them, because you will see the entire body of the CT. You will see the entire body of the T. Besides this, another good position, which is very passive, but it's very good because if you do lose the side, then you can play retake with your teammates, is going to be on top of the stairs close to the connector. This position is very good, especially if you're playing with the yaw, for example, because you can hold both of the positions one by one and micromanage them like so. You can mainly check this position, and from time to time you can also go and check this area of heaven. And playing in this position is also very good because you can instantly rotate if it's an A execute as well. And finally, one of the best positions that you can also definitely play in is going to be this corner. One of the downfalls of this corner is going to be that you won't see anyone peeking out heaven, but most likely they will drop in towards the site and you will be focused on the main part that T's push out of towards the B site, which is going to be this area where stairs are on lower, and you're going to be holding this position really safely and really easily with a lot of cover. And you can also fall back like so and hold this position of heaven while being covered from this large default pipe, and you can micromanage both of the angles and cut them off one by one if you need them. Now let's talk about the A players. The A players, mainly what they have to do in the start of the round is take control of main. aka you need to block off this area so the T's can't push in really quickly. To do this, you have to use counter utility. So the best way to use counter utility in the start of the round is for the connector player. For example, if he's gonna go towards electric, he's gonna right click and left click throw this Molotov that bounces off and mollies the entirety of main, so the T's can't push out instantly like so. With this lineup, the teammate who is following back can also follow up with an extra nade if you want to do it. It's also a very effective nade that does a lot of damage for T's if they get close, if they have good spawns. Or instead, you can also bounce off nades from this area if you expect that the T's already will push out or extinguish the molly, just to use some extra damage. And you can also do the same with a Molotov if you just bounce it off this train or even this white wall. Now let's move on to the players who are playing in lane. So the Ivy player is just going to position himself in this area, and in the start he can rather throw a smoke or just throw a quick flash, and after he throws the flash, then you can just take the position quickly and safely like so, and you can hold it really simply. This position can also be held with an AWP simply because once you have an AWP, you can not only hold this position, but you can also micromanage the main side like so, and you can micromanage both of these angles one by one really safely and really quickly. This position is very safe. The only thing that you need to watch out for is when there's going to be an A execute, for example, from main and from Pop Dog. You need to never let go of the focus towards Ivy, because most likely the teams will have one person lurking towards Ivy. So just in case, always keep in mind that you always need to check this position from time to time if you're micromanaging or focusing towards A site. And as the camera player, the same thing goes. You walk past, and in the start you position yourself like so, and then you aim slightly above this window like so, and left click throw to instantly smoke off main in the start of the round if you want to smoke main. If your teammates are not throwing the mollies, then you can definitely use the smoke instead, because it's really safe as well, and it doesn't take a lot of time. As you see, you instantly position yourself, look at the window, look above, and just left click throw, and the smoke quickly lands in towards main like so, easily, safely, and really protected. And after the smoke, this player usually plays in several positions around this area, so he can rather play in camera and assist his teammate by holding Ivy as well. This player can also walk up on top of this area on these boxes, and if he wants an off angle, he can also jump up this area where the boxes are on top of train if the main side is smoked and you want to spot someone above or trying to boost, for example. Like the Ivy player, if you want to play a bit more passively or focus more towards A, you can also play in these corners towards Hell. This is also a very good position because you can hold the entire cross. For example, if the camera player stays here and holds the entire cross towards A side, then the player for Ivy, for example, can be holding his position from here and also checking this position, and that way they cut off the entirety of the site, so they have the full info if anyone decides to enter out in towards the site. Thank you everyone for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. This was how the CT defense on train works. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and comment down in the comments below on what you want us to do next, and I'll see you in the next video.